everyone. My name is Nina Berger. I am the Senior Career Services Manager here at PreSales Academy. We are spending our third birthday highlighting some amazing stories from our graduates, career advisors, volunteers who've been interacting with our PreSales Academy experience. We like to really say that PSA is about the people, and that's what we're doing. We're highlighting our people. And I have an amazing guest with us today. Laura Walker is here with us from Cohort 9. I am so excited for her to share a bit about her story for everyone so y'all get to learn a bit more about her and her journey. So I'm going to hand it over to her for a formal introduction. Laura, could you please introduce yourself and share a little bit more about your career before joining PreSales Academy?
Yes, Nina, thank you so much for allowing me this opportunity. As Nina indicated, I am Laura Walker. I have been inside the higher education realm for over 20 years. My background is, as I like to always say, a recovering financial aid director. That was my main role, but I've also been a bursar. I've worked in the registrar's office. I worked in admissions. So pretty much anything student service has been my guide. I actually transitioned into the pre-sales world a few years back, where I had the opportunity of just learning more about this field. I didn't even know this existed and that I could still stay in the higher education realm, but do something that I love, which is talking and presenting. But one thing I noticed during that time and that transitioning from higher ed into a technical sales role is I suffer from what's called imposter syndrome. I just couldn't build that confidence with myself and being able to gain the understanding that I know what I'm doing, that you have the tools, you have the skills. So I came across PreSales Academy, where I was super thrilled that there's actually an organization out there that's helping individuals, whether you're transitioning or for me, just building that confidence. And Nina and the team and everybody there, they were able to do that. It is an intensive 8 weeks, but it was a strong 8 weeks. I was able to build up my presentation skills, being able to speak more on the technical side. And I'm just super thrilled to be able to have found PreSales Academy, to have graduated and to now be successfully confident in my roles now.
Hey, thank you for all the context, Laura. And yeah, I feel like especially making a career change from a completely different industry like higher education, sometimes even though you have those skills and competencies, it's like, okay, how can I give myself a little bit more of that confidence and reassurance that I can do this role, even though I know I have all the pieces in play?
Exactly, exactly. So yes, that was definitely a lifesaver, just being able to work with so many other students from different realms. Because,
Mhm.
transitioning from higher ed, you're used to just sitting in your office, listening to students yell at you. I know you guys have done it. You've all been to college before. You had issues with financial aid. So you're just used to being able to troubleshoot that and then taking that same skill that I have of troubleshooting students' problems and learning that it's the same thing with the technical side and having pre-sales teach me how to engage that soft skill that I've already had and really enhance it is really what benefited the most.
Nice. Very well said. Well, Laura, let's unpack where you are right now and your role you're currently doing. Tell us about your current position.
Yeah, so right now I'm a solutions consultant. So everything that I've been able to learn from Pre-Sales Academy has definitely helped me in this role. I'm out here meeting with clients. I'm currently working on a project where I'm working with 5 clients at one time. So that's definitely what's needed to build that confidence to be able to work 5 clients, different time zone at that, to be able to work with them, doing presentations, being able to speak at a technical level, just all of that is just super exciting to be able to do that. And just having the knowledge that, no matter which company you go to, there will be a team there too to help out, but also knowing right there, my backbone, I do have the Pre-Sales Academy where I can just pick up the phone, set some time with Nina, like, hey, help me regain that confidence if needed.
Nice, nice. And I think what's really cool about your role is even though you sit in the post-sales side of the process, you get to leverage a lot of things that you learn from Pre-Sales Academy. What do you think was kind of most valuable from your time at PSA?
Yeah, so one, it's kind of hard to pick one, but one, definitely on the post-sale side, the technical validation, because
Okay.
on the post-sales, you really need to know what is the customer's needs. So first, being able to utilize that discovery tools that I've learned, being able to ask those questions is yes, they've already learned that in the pre-sales side. They had this pre-sales reps come and chat with them, but also as a solutions consultant on the post-sales, we have to do the same thing. We have to now really dig a little deeper Pre-sales, yeah, it's fun, but post-sales, we dig a little deeper just to really understand their technical needs. So being able to do those technical validations, tools that we did at PSA really helped me today because now I'm not just trying to sell a product, but now I'm trying to hype the product. Like you bought it, let's get it working for you.
Nice. No, I find it really interesting because like in the sales environment, whether it's pre-sales or post-sales, there's always these transferable skills you can leverage into either side of the process. Like you still have to present, you still have to engage with the customer on both sides. It's just, hey, how are they still looking to buy the product or do they have the product and now they're leaning in and finally utilizing it?
Exactly, because now thinking of the pre-sale side, you mainly only talk to a lot of the C-suite people. But on
Hmm.
post-sales, you're really now dealing with those people who are going to be utilizing the product. And I think that's what's so exciting about it because the C-suite people, we love them. They're the big decision
Yeah.
makers. But now you're really able to play with that product and you're really able to dive really harder in regards to what you learn at PSA. I know I'm gonna speak about that technical validation part. I'm not gonna lie to all of my fellow people that's listening out there, that was my weak area in PSA. I struggle with the technical validation, but of course I aced it because I wouldn't be here today talking to you as a graduate and taking the time to be able to really understand that part and what I've been able to learn from that Salesforce experience and using it now with my clients and really been able to help out and having them to really also change their mind, making them realize you had that one product, but this is better. Being able to make it better. And this is why, because of all these technical features, we're no longer, I always like to say, going from the Stone Age to the Jetsons. That's my favorite thing. I want you to future. And that's what a lot of these clients are doing. And as I indicated, I still have the higher education background. So I'm still working in that particular field. And when we're thinking about the particular softwares a lot of colleges are utilizing, it is that Stone Age feel. They're used to that nice green screen and having to really understand all of those Python needs, but not needing to realize with the new cloud systems and cloud softwares and just how technology has advanced. Just having that basic technical knowledge and what I was able to gain from that with PSA was really helpful in being able to get my clients to see the benefits of the software and to be able to start building it out to be able to meet their needs.
That no, I feel like it's really hard to wrap your mind of like, hey, how am I really executing with technical validation? But once you kind of put all the pieces together, you're like, I have a solid talk track that not only I could leverage with the product I'm currently working on selling, but like future products. And I love how you've been able to kind of marry that into your process and just better communicate with the customers that you're serving.
Exactly, yes.
Nice. Well, I know you mentioned having to overcome imposter syndrome in your kind of job search process that you're making to transition back into a solutions focused role. Were there any other challenges that you had to overcome as you went through that process of job seeking again?
Yeah, the imposter syndrome definitely was a big one because especially as you're reading job descriptions and you're seeing, must have this, must have
Mhm.
that, that really is going to start to play on you. But just like Nina told me and everybody else is going to probably tell you at PSA, apply. You never know. And
True.
definitely connect. So one of those areas that really helped me was building those connections, going into
Mm.
LinkedIn, meeting those people because that's how I was actually able to land this role. I built a connection with them LinkedIn. They were able to give me a referral to this organization. And from there, it was all up to me just to be able to sell it. But just having that confidence in yourself, knowing that you have the tools and utilizing your resource, you're in those team channels for a reason. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to open up because that's really what's going to allow for you to be able to transition to whichever role, whether it's pre-sales or post-sales. You will be able to do that because utilize your connections. And you really, sometimes you think, oh, I feel like I'm harassing people by going into in their inbox. They wouldn't put themselves out there if they didn't know somebody's going to reach out. So LinkedIn is very good. And then just being able to stay connected with your colleagues, your classmates, your post classmates like me, and then of course all of the individuals out there, such as Nina and the team.
No, I agree. I feel like networking is so much of the process. And like, especially in this industry, I feel like people just we're a bunch of interpersonal people who want to connect with each other. And I think that's what's really nice about like having not only this academy program, but also the pre-sales collective. It's like, hey, you have access to a lot of people who want to connect and help people make the change. And even when you are connecting with people who are outside the community, it kind of like helps bring awareness to everything that exists over here as well.
Exactly, yes. And I like the joke. I'm what you call an intro extrovert. I'm an introvert. I love to be, by myself, to myself, all alone. But I just need a little bit of peopling. And sometimes that's all you need, just a little bit of peopling. So get out there, network, and make those connections. So yeah, it's very, very helpful when trying to transition. So not just learning everything in the pre-sales, but that last week of class is all about networking. Utilize those networks and build it.
Definitely. No, very well said. Well, Laura, could you share any moments that you felt particularly proud of that you've accomplished since graduating from Pre-Sales Academy?
Yes, so one thing I'm actually proud of is just recently I was selected to be one of the hosts for a live webinar that we just
Oh,
did at my organization for hundreds of individuals across the nation in regards to all the new features that are being released. So being able to first understand those features, digging deeper, researching, and then being able to present it to just, I believe it was about 130 people on that call. So being able to do that as a newbie in the role, as Nina just said, I just graduated and the job already picked me like, hey, Laura, we want you to do this webinar. I'm like, oh my gosh, yeah, sure. So that was truly exciting.
oh my gosh, that is so cool. I feel like it's definitely sometimes a little nerve-wracking. You're like, okay, I'm presenting to so many people, but I'm so glad you're able to kind of like take that opportunity and run with it. Um, I'm sure you had a bit of nerves. How did you kind of like overcome the nerves to kind of get the job done?
Definitely a lot of nerves. I always, even when I was in PSA doing the mock interviews and the mock presentations, I always keep little post-its on my monitor, just,
Oh,
be confident, smile, try to look at the cameras. The camera's up here, but I'm also trying to make sure I'm making eye contact with everybody on the screen. Even though webinars, you can't see them.
yeah.
And just being ready. And I was actually throwing a question, but just, coming out there, whether I know the answer or not, that's also another good point too. Be honest with it. If you don't know the answer,
Yeah.
let them know, I don't know, but I will get that answer back to you. So I was able to
No.
just do that. And yeah, always keep little notes around me. Like just smile. I always think of the penguins off of the little movie. Just smile and wave, boys, smile and wave.
I love that, but I also love how you were able to kind of like even leverage other skills like objection handling. And I'm glad you also created a system for yourself to being like, hey, this is what's going to center me, make sure I'm feeling good in this space, and making sure I'm not missing certain aspects, like engaging with the audience, making sure I'm not looking somewhere else versus like looking at the camera and just having that overall presence even in a virtual space.
Correct. So true.
Nice. Well, Laura, I have one more question for you today. As someone who's made this shift into a solutions focused role, I would love to hear if you have any advice for other people who are looking to make the change themselves.
Yes, I'll definitely tell you the advice I had to tell myself is just do it. Don't wait to see. I'll wait to the next cohort. Just get in there. Just go ahead and start, utilize the tools, and just come in there with an open mind. Don't come in there thinking you know everything. 'Cause I'm not gonna lie, I thought that too, like, oh, I've worked in pre-sales, I got it. But it's just so much involved and so much you'll learn. And it is a deep transition. I don't know if you're coming from the medical field to sales, coming from construction to sales, banking to sales, or like me, higher education to sales. It is definitely a fun experience. It's going to be a lot of work. It's going to be a lot of learning, but you're definitely going to enjoy it. And you're going to love the outcome once you get through it. So just have patience. You may not land that job immediately. I will say it took me some time before I got this role, but that right role will pop up for you and you will be successful in that.
What a really great note to end on, Laura. Like, yeah, it is all about that consistency over time, using patience, because yeah, there are so many opportunities out there, but also you need to be aware that, hey, you are going to have highs and lows in this process.
Correct.
Well,
Yes.
Thank you so much for spending some time with me today, Laura. I really appreciate you sharing your story, educating those who are watching this video. Thank you for being part of the Pre-Sales Academy experience. And thank you everyone for watching. These videos are highlighting our third birthday, but it's really about the people. And Laura, you are a shining star of this experience. I'm so glad you're part of this community.
Thank you, Nina. I'm so glad I was able to stumble across it and took that first step and was like, you know what? Let me just put my application out there and see what happens. I'm so glad I was accepted, loving the journey, and so excited to see where it takes me to next.
That awesome. Well, goodbye, everyone. Thank you for watching this video and have a good rest of your day.